Hey, what's up YouTube? So I'm making this video. Like I said, this is more like for a reminder for myself and just really to keep myself accountable for certain things that I do in the market that I shouldn't be doing. And today's really a prime example. So as you guys can tell, don't ever move your stop loss. Yeah, I really moved my stop loss to try to save myself a couple of dollars. And the market ended up reversing where technically my stop was safe and I ended up losing just because I decided to move my stop loss to save a couple of dollars, and I could have made that back if it would have played out. And it just it was a little frustrating. Not gonna lie, I was a little upset of it in the morning because I knew I shouldn't have done that, but we're traders, we're gonna make mistakes, and like I said, I'm gonna use this channel to really journal my feelings and my thoughts, and just try to avoid certain things that I shouldn't really be doing. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go over the trade that I took this morning. My bias was correct. My draw was correct. Like I said, it was just I decided to get greedy and fearful, and just ended up getting pre stopped out early. So let's go over the thing now, guys. I'm just gonna make this real quick, smaller. There we go. So that way it's not in the way of the chart. I'm gonna move it here, guys. There we go. Okay, so we're good. All right, so coming in this morning, we always start with the high time frame. Coming in this morning, I did see we were going into an order block. I obviously didn't want to expect the reversal. That's not the type of guy I am, but I was expecting TGIF on Friday. Thank God it's Friday to pull back into the weekly range because we've been going up since last week. So I was expecting a little pullback, right? So if we don't get it on Friday, sorry, ICT does say to expect it on Monday. Hence me coming in with the bearish bias for the week, for the day, sorry. And it is NFP, which is the reason I traded today. The only reason why I traded is NFP Monday. I don't really ever trade Mondays, but it is NFP Monday. And I just came in with a pretty strong, decent bias, so I'm like, you know what? Let me just lower my risk. I guess that's the only thing about today that I did control, which is my risk. So yeah, coming into the market, it was what, like 9. I wanted to see this previous day high taken out. If we compare ES at the time, it did have taken it out already, and then Q, you see. So I was just waiting for open at that time, right? I'm just waiting. We were rejecting this newbie opening gap, so I was ready to short, but the market wasn't showing me a sign that I wanted to short yet, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So we might pump up again at 9:30. 9:30 comes up, and we pump up there 9:30. I didn't like this. I wasn't very comfortable with shorting this yet because we were pretty strong with DS at the time. We closed above it, and I was just waiting for the market to show me, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm not just gonna short off of a random market structure shift on the M1. I want to see. I had the draw for the morning. I wanted to see a market structure break, right? And that's exactly what we got during both ES and NQ did break lower. Yeah, and I also don't trade before 950 bare minimum because that is the first macro that I wait for time to align with my market. So yeah, we get the strong market structure shift now. So I'm like, okay, cool. I guess the only thing I just was a little impatient was because uh I got a little impatient because I did get in from the order block. I could have gotten in from a retracement of this leg 50%. But guys, we're humans. We're not gonna think. I did lower my risk. I was only risking like 100 something, like 100. Yeah, so this was my draw at the time. This clean low, right? And obviously London low, sorry, Asia low, which is right here. All right, so I had a pretty nice bias. This new week opening up, I also didn't want to see it close, which is the only reason why I didn't get in prematurely. I wanted to see at least a M5 market structure shift to the downside. So cool, we get the market structure shift. We take out liquidity. Previous day's high. It's an amazing POY to look for reversals, and I was already biased, short bias, looking for 20 to 30% of the from previous opening range. Sorry, from previous weekly's retracement from the candle, from the weekly candle, right? So we get this, and I just get a little impulsive. Not gonna lie. Let me see if I can just pull up the stream. Yeah, I'll just pull up the stream. I just also realized I didn't have what is it called? I'm gonna cover this up. Just not as distracting. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so again, I was bear biased. And let me just skip forward a little bit. I was not gonna get in from a regular M1 market structure. Like, it was just too risky. I was waiting. This is the one I saw in ES, but ES was the stronger one, so like it would have been pretty dumb of me for try to try to technically short the stronger one. I just need to see a clear market structure shift. I'm just not gonna get in. Like, it's Monday, and yeah, I just need to. So then, boom. This is the moment where I did see that market structure shift. We inverse the M5. We also have a breaker right here. Is a breaker. All right. So yeah, everything was looking good. Everything was for just ideal textbook setup. And I just get in from literally the M5 order block. Technically, this was an M5 trade. I shouldn't. I feel like whenever I tend to get on the M5, I know it's gonna be a longer trade because it's the M5 minute versus the M1. It's just a quick in, get out. But it is what it is. Time is fractal. So I was still expecting bearish momentum to the downside for the day, for the session at least. And yeah, then you better see me enter off the order block on the M5. This whole thing is a M5 order block. This up close candles are also an M2 order block. But back to the trade. We did get in here. Cool. During this time, maybe I can speed up. During this time, I could expect the market to go retrace higher. I was not looking for 50% retracement level during this time because we have so many bearish, could say bearish doors holding price from going to the upside. Okay, we had this order block. Let me just go into this way actually. We had this 5 order block. We have this breaker. We had this inversion. So my stop loss was literally just above this, and it was also 50% of that breaker. And then we also had this fair value gap also holding price. So we just had a lot of things trying to hold price down, and I wasn't really trying to see like a whole retracement up to here. I wasn't trying to see like price come up here at all. So my stop was above the inversion of the M5. And yeah, that's really it. So all I'm doing is just I'm expecting a retracement. That much I know. So yeah, I'm right away in a drawdown. I wasn't really too nervous. Like I said, if you know how to play your trades right, and you're confident that you did what you were supposed to do, I wasn't really upset if it didn't work out. I got upset later on, but not the reason because I got stopped out here or anything like that. So yeah, we were just consolidating during this time. It's already 10:07. I entered around, yeah, literally around 10. So it was a good setup. I was waiting at the 10. I already knew what I was looking for. And yeah, at this time I'm just literally just trying to calculate like a nice stop loss or something like that. But I already had an idea where, but just you're in the trade, you're bored, you're just doing random things, I guess. So yeah, we just literally consolidating, just consolidating. I got caught in a really bad consolidation. And I'm looking at ES as well to see like if it was retracing to respecting the M5 order flows. And it was. Point is I got stuck in a really bad consolidation. Okay, I got stuck in a really bad consolidation. Okay, cool. It's 10:18. Like if it's not gonna move, then I'm just gonna leave the trade. But it was still showing me what I wanted to see. It's still respecting look at the body. The body are staying below that 50% constant encroachment level of the lower Chevy. It's also respecting this breaker. So again, I'm also seeing that we did tap into that weekly order block, which I did want to see a rejection from. And when this comes around, so let me just show you on this chart. So I get chopped up, nice, boom. Okay, I'm going to the long time frame, right? And I see that we get stuck in this really disgusting consolidation. Let me take a wait a week opening up for a bit. We just came up to wake up. I think it was 8:30 price. Yeah, 8:30. So during this time, I see us. Bro, I got stuck in a really disgusting consolidation. Okay, so we're in accumulation phase. So I'm expecting accumulation, then either retracement or distribution. And I was already stuck in accumulation. So during this time, right, I see this see this get taken out by that. Cool. So I decided to move my stop loss. Originally, it was like somewhere here. I move it to here, right? Okay, keep this in mind, guys. I move it to here. Why? Because we already shown the willingness to go lower, and this also technically becomes this is how should be protected now, right? This should be my new stop loss right here. So I do move my stop loss into here, and again, during this leg, I'm expecting a continuation now to go start attacking this low, and whatever my lower draws, Asian lows. So then this happens, guys, right? I'll show you, right? So I see the displacement. No, not yet. This one I'm stuck in. Remember, this is a 5 minute trade, so I was just really stuck in the consolidation phase. And yeah, I see this. So then this is when I decide to move my stop loss here. I do need to see the low being broken. I'm not gonna just move my stop loss just because I see this. I need to see some sort of displacement lower. Right? So I see this. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm checking it out. Like I want to see a closure, I believe, on here. Or no. Yeah, exactly. I think I did. I wanted to see the displacement below this low so I could confirm that leg being protected. Oh yeah, so I see an M5, M1 inversion. So I'm like, yeah, it shouldn't really move anymore. I don't want the market to go high because if it is, then we're just gonna be chopping around. It's gonna be a really bad trade. So I don't really want to be part of that. So I move my stop loss there, right? During this time, I'm expecting the market to start spooling now. You know, it's 10:30. I expect the market to start spooling around that time. And I see a closure below that. So I'm like, okay, an order block. I believe for the yeah, so I'm just calculating risk of like I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna take this trade from here and that's it. I'm not trying to hold lower because the market's just not in agreement to what I'm trying to look for. So this happens, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm expecting what's it called? A continuation of this move lower. And I'm seeing this. You see, this is what I'm telling you guys. I was not interested anymore in seeing price go up high anymore. And I guess this is the only thing where I messed up. I kind of like did get a little bit impulsive when I moved I think I moved my stop loss to break even. But I'm like, you know what? Like this has to stop. You know, me trying to yeah. You see, I'm over there, and I'm like, I don't want to see. I just want to see continuation out. But then I was like, then the market started doing this wick. So I'm like, yeah, let me not do that. I learned my lesson pretty quick. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not moving my stop loss. So I go back to the original stop, which was up. Oh no, sorry. I move it here. Look, you see, I'm moving here to the what's it called? Mitigation block. It's not the mitigation block. The last candle. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the rejection candle. I forgot. The point is, I moved my stop loss from the wick originally where I had originally had it to just the body, the opening of the body. You see, and it was stupid. So I moved my stop loss here. Cool. I just need this leg to hold price lower now. You know, we have a market structure shape again. We have a closure. We have an order block. We have a fair value. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not interested in seeing price come up here anymore. You know, and I'm not really sure if this would have been what do you call it? A breaker. I guess it would have been in the somewhat time frame, but I was just not trying to micromanage because it was a 5 minute trade, so I could expect some up and down movement. So again, price is coming up. At this point, I am a little nervous. I move my stop loss, which is I don't know why I did that. That's not gonna happen anymore. I promise you. So I move it back here, right? Yeah. So wait. So I don't know how. Oh, let me just continue watching. Point is, I got stopped down. Yeah, you see, I got here. I moved it a little lower again, bro. Like I just saved myself like what, like $20-$30. Like, what was the point of that? What was the point of that? My stop loss should have been up above and that high. So then this retracement happened. I'm like, all right, whatever. If I get stopped, I get stopped out. But my fears start kicking in, and I'm like, you know what? Let me somehow just make my loss $20-$30 smaller. And it was dumb of me, but hey, you learn the hard way, and I'm tired of learning the harder way. I just want to come out of that bad habit. But then again, the trade is doing this reversal. I should not be opening my P&L. I know it's a bad mistake, but again, this is a rejection block. It's called a rejection block. Sorry about I remember that. So yeah, I didn't want to see price come up with that M5 rejection block. And yeah, then I just didn't like price no more going up this much because we're gonna I think I took a measurement of that quadrant of that wick. I needed to see a strong rejection through this level. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did not want to see price come up here again one more time. So I don't know. I just left it like that because it was an M5 trade. And then yeah, this wick was nasty. So I'm like, alright, I'm about to get stopped. So that's what I'm saying. Like if I was gonna get stopped out, my idea was just get below there. And then yeah. So I expected some spooling during that leg again when we were doing that thing before this candle turned into a wick. And then I'm about to get stopped out here. So you see, again, I moved my stop loss to I believe I don't even know what I did here. Yeah, I moved it back up. Oh, wait. I'm actually pretty confused now. Yeah, you see, like literally I don't even know. I think I got stopped by half a tick. I don't know. The point is that my stop loss is not, it's literally not that high. Okay, you see? Give me a second. What happened? No, yeah. Sorry, my sister came in. Yeah, but back to the video. So here, I literally got stopped out by, you see, I got stopped out here. My stop loss should have been above that high. I got, I just realized, bro, I'm kind of upset now. I'm even more upset. So I got stopped by half a tick. I don't even know what this is, but yeah, I got stopped out here, and then boom, and then yeah, I was like, whatever, I'm upset. And then literally the next candle, bro, just starts again dumping. So I wanted to get in. I was willing to get into this trade again if it was gonna sweep this high and go lower. But then I was thinking it shouldn't be going lower if this is a protected high. I mean, sorry, it shouldn't be going higher. It should be protected for a reason. All right. So then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna trade anymore. I am upset, especially if this started reversing on me like that. So then around 1050, the 1050 macro is coming up. This is where I pay attention. I'm like, okay, if I see a leg being broken like around here, market, you can say another market structure shift. I would get in, and I did get in, but I paper traded it. I was not willing to put the risk anymore, especially after holding for like, I don't even know how long, probably 30, 40 minutes trade. So yeah, the point is during the 1050 macro, this happens. You see, okay, so I didn't get stopped out there, you see, and then price just does this candle. And again, we get a new change in delivery, but it's fine. I'll just go into lower time frames to try to manage it. And I see this. We do have a market structure shift being broken here, I believe. Boom, cool. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll give this a chance. So I'm like, you know what? If we can retrace back into 50% of that range, I'll be glad to get in. So then I believe I did perpetrate this. I got back in into yeah, I got in already. I was in a trade here. I think I could show you guys a paper trade, but give me a second. Yeah, I think I should be able to show you guys on paper trade. All right. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. Yeah. So again, I see this leg being broken with a market structure shift. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run a fib from this high to this low, and boom, we do run it. We come back into equilibrium. I literally just entered off of equilibrium of that one and it price swing, and obviously my targets were the morning targets, aka this and this. Well, this at this time, and then yeah, as you can see, I didn't even realize I had it open until I came back. But yeah, I paper traded and I entered off of here, like I said, from this retracement. I'll show you guys the way I want. From here to here. Or you could run OTE, I don't know. But I'm not really good with OTE. I just rarely get in the equilibrium because, yeah, I was expecting a rush to price, and that's really what we got. I wanted to see displacement through this lows with fair value gaps, and we did respect that. And yeah, we obviously hit the draw. But more than anything, yes, I'm upset that I moved my stop loss literally by half a tick. By half a tick, I got stopped out. But I don't even know how. I don't even know what kind of. The point is, I shouldn't have moved my thing. I guess it was only really bad thing I did about my trade, like just trying to micromanage my trade, especially because it was a 5 minute trade. Like I should not really be doing too much on the lower time frames. But yeah, it is what it is. I never got stopped here. If I had the confidence, I would have entered from this retracement leg to go lower to attack Asian lows. But you know, everything's all hindsight. So hence, what I learned today is to not micromanage your trade as much, especially if it's on the 5 minute. Just try to stay on the 5 minute, let it breathe. And if it plays out, plays out. If not, then it's cool. I did wait. So I'm happy I follow my rules. I did want to see previous high taken out before trying to engage in any shorts. And yeah, I mean, the trade played out. It stopped me out, but it is what it is. You know, not don't move my stop loss trying to save myself a couple dollars. Cause look, when I entered off the order block. I guess I could have entered from 50% of this range, but from here. But let's be honest, guys, it's easier said than done. I just got in here, and my stop, like I said, was literally above that 50%. I think it was like around here. Yeah, it was like around here, around there. And then this was my first target. And obviously this was my second target. So if we do the math, well, we don't have to be precise about it, but if I would have just literally, and I'm gonna stop loss here already. Excuse me. So I literally tried to save myself a couple bucks. I ended up losing fully like not everything, but mostly everything. If I would have just kept it where it was, the reward would have been worth it at the end. And I am upset that I moved my stop loss, but what can we do? We're traders. We are not gonna be perfect. I guess the only thing I could just do is learn from this experience. And yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to make this video because it's more of a journey for myself than a journal for myself than for you guys, I guess. Like this is more of a public journey for myself. Um, but yeah, that's really it. It just kind of pissed me off, and it really did piss me off. I'm not gonna like subconsciously I was upset with myself, you know, and it low key did hurt because but like I said, I'm the only content side I was able to take out of this is like controlled myself. You know what I mean? I controlled myself and I didn't get back in the market and try to make it back. That's one thing I know for a fact I'm improving on. For sure, I don't struggle as much anymore with trying to get back into a trade as soon as I take a loss. Like I kind of stopped that for sure. I control it a little bit better now than I did a few months ago. So that's one of I'm not really too concerned about that, but more of trying to micromanage my stop loss. Trying to save myself a couple of dollars and then end up playing my idea, and I just ended up getting prematurely stopped out just because I wanted to have a lower stop loss, which is stupid. But yeah, this is it for myself. The future, I'm not really gonna try to save myself a couple ticks and then just reverses on me, and then we'll get stopped out prematurely and then reverses my way. Because it does hurt more. I'd rather have just left it played out, stops out, cool. I did what I had to do as a trader, and yeah, that's really it. We learn, we live and we learn. What can we say? All right, peace out, YouTube.